What's poppin' YouTube? It's your girl Jay, and I'm back to pop my again. I've been wanting to do these topic motivational videos for the longest, and I just decided that I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stick to it, and yeah, we're gonna get it done. So before we get into our first video, I don't know what I'm gonna call these yet, because this is something I really wanted to do on my platform, Out Loud. So first and foremost, make sure you guys follow Out Loud LLC on all platforms: YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. If you guys don't know what that is my media platform centered around mental health. I also sell journals, coloring books, notebooks, pens. You guys definitely check out the website as well. This is my personal channel, so definitely make sure you guys subscribe. I do post vlogs often, and yeah, I'm just trying to get back onto YouTube. They say YouTube dead, so I'm like, child, I'm gonna just give it a try along with building my TikTok, because y'all, I've been MIA for the longest, and I am trying to be in my consistent bag. But life be life, and I said, you know what, no matter what it is that I am going through, no matter how I feel, I am going to just put my best foot forward. The first topic I want to talk about is dealing with high functioning depression. Okay, high functioning depression is very, very, as a matter of fact, let's get the Google definition of high functioning depression, right? High functioning depression is a form of depression where individuals experience persistent sadness, low energy, fatigue, and difficulty concentrating, and changes in their sleep and appetite, but can still maintain their daily routines and responsibilities, appearing externally successfully or coping well. This is something that I have been dealing with for years now, and it is something that can really get to you if you let it, and actually tell you guys about some of the ways that I try to keep, out of my high functioning depression, which is kind of hard because you're still functioning, but also too, you're still sad, you're still feeling like something is missing. So first things first, this definitely started years ago, and I don't want to get too in detail about my own personal journey and story. But what I will say is it is something that I've definitely tried, that I've definitely noticed early on. Like, I definitely knew, like, okay, I'm still pretending to be happy. I'm still pretending to want to be here, whether I'm somewhere and, I really don't want to be here. I really just want to be in my bed and just tucked away, and because I'm just not feeling it. But I had to realize that when you're still functioning in a depression, it's very hard for others to notice it, and that also make it very hard for you to realize that you have high functioning depression, because other people don't notice it. So you're not having those typical conversations with people asking, oh, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? No, you feel fine. They see you as fine, and that's why they say check on your strong friends, because for real, check on your strong friends. Most of the time, we don't even know like what we're going through until you're alone and you are overwhelmed with that depression. And it does cause you to isolate. I am one person who have isolated and cut myself off and put myself in a shell. And I have had my time beating myself up about it, but I said no longer will I continue to be bound by this energy, by this, this feeling like I'm not worthy of just a good, normal, peaceful life. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're dealing with high functioning depression, it's because you accept the fact that I'm here in this reality. I'm alive. I thank God for being alive. I know I'm blessed. I got a roof over my head. I got food to eat. I have a job. So it's like part of you is moving on autopilot with that, but then it's another part of you that for whatever reason is grieving something, or grieving an idea, or maybe you do have a job, but it's not the job that you necessarily want. You know that you're meant to be somewhere else. You are high functioning depression. you could be high functioning depression in a relationship as well. Like all you know is this person, so you're just on autopilot cruising through the relationship. But when you're alone, you feel sad, you're depressed, you don't really want to be there. So that's kind of a part of it too, that a lot of people don't talk about. When you know that you have to keep going because time waits on no one. Time waits on no one. And like I said, I beat myself up about closing myself off and isolating and feeling sad and sorry for myself that I just didn't keep going with these things that I wanted to go with. And I told myself that, unfortunately, that's just was, what I had to go through. I had to experience certain things, but that doesn't mean that those things were meant to keep me down. Yeah, those things had me down for that moment, but those things are not meant to keep me down. And so I shouldn't have to isolate. I shouldn't have to cut myself off and turn myself off from the world. No, like I am meant to be here. I am meant to live a peaceful, enjoyable life. I don't have to feel like, I'm on autopilot. And one of the ways that you get out of high functioning depression, because a lot of the times we can't change our situation with a snap of a finger. So a lot of the times what you need to do is romanticize your life. What I've started doing is anytime that I can get out the house, I don't care if I'm going to eat out and just sit at a restaurant, I'm going to go. Get out the house, go take a walk, go I don't know, go find a new hobby. Like, you have to get up and move, and you have to disrupt that autopilot routine. Because if you're in the space of get up, maybe you do go to the gym, release a little bit of stress, but then once you leave from the gym, you have to eat. Then after you eat, you have to go to work. And after you go to work, you're back home and you're starting it all over again. And it's the same exact routine. You have to disrupt that routine. You have to find other ways to keep yourself busy. But the flip side of that is going into an autopilot and knowing when to rest. That's one of the things people don't talk about. To disrupt high functioning depression as well, you have to take a step back and rest. So sometimes isolation is needed, because you have to sit with those emotions. You have to sit with that depression and understand, okay, I'm going through this and I know I'm not okay. When I get home, I cry. I don't have friends to talk about this with. I don't have a partner in a relationship to talk about this with. My family is going through X, Y, and Z, so I can't come to them and confide in them. So I'm just all alone. But I gotta get up the next morning. I gotta go to work. No. Well, even if you do have to go to work, once you come back from work, sit with it. And you don't always have to sit with it at home and rest at home. Like I said, go if don't eat at home, okay? You gotta eat, okay? If it's one day you can eat out, go eat out and just sit. Be by yourself. Be by yourself. You have to sit with that problem and recognize it, because it's hard. And I can say from my own personal experience, I had to kind of isolate and kind of be by myself. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been very, very lonely, and accepting the fact that I don't really have like close friends anymore, unfortunately, because I'm just such a person where I'm in a high functioning depression state. I'm isolated. I'm just trying to get myself together. I'm trying to get my mental right. And so sometimes having other people in your space, no matter who it is, it can be a distraction. And I'm just waiting for that time where this could be over, so that way I can feel that those feelings again. Because when you're in a high functioning depression state, you feel numb. I mean, you feel numb. And I'm saying this like, I don't have close friends, but part of me is kind of hard for me to be in friendships right now, because I don't like pretending. I don't like pretending that everything is okay. I don't like pretending that everything is fine. Even sometimes when I'm at work, I hate going to work. I do not want to work at the place I'm working. Not that there's nothing against them or anything like that, but I just know that I'm meant for so much more. And just when I'm there, sometimes they're like, what's wrong with you? You okay? What's wrong with your face? First of all, I have a resting bitch face anyways. But, sometimes I'm just thinking like, why am I here? I'm just on autopilot. What am I doing? But I have to get in that mindset of disrupting the what it is and learning how to reprogram and getting into a different mind space. It's kind of hard to do that when you know you don't have anyone. Like I wish I had me a little boo, y'all. I wish I had me a little boo, take the weight off my shoulders, I could confide in. I wish I had that, but unfortunately I don't. So I'm in this thing alone, and that even makes it worse. And it's one of those things where, man, you could be smiling, happy, doing this, doing that, and I told myself I'm not going to pretend, which is why you guys don't see me a lot on social media as I should be, because I'm tired of pretending. But then I also told myself, you know what, I don't have to pretend. I can get on here and just be as real as honest. I want to do these videos for out loud, talking about mental health, talking about just motivation, and just talking about my journey and how it can also help some of you guys. And I decorated my room cute for a reason. I'm going to just do my videos here. I wanted to be in the studio. However, I don't have the means to get to a studio right now, and that's fine. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to, see myself suffer and continue to be in suffering because I feel like I'm okay, because I feel numb. You have to disrupt that. You have to get serious about where you are and where you want to be. Because functioning in a high depression is not the way to go, and it will cause you to lose everything around you, like all of the people, because I'm telling y'all, when you in high functioning depression, you be feeling like no one understands you, so you tend to cut off, regardless if you're with someone or not, or you're not being open and honest with, if you're in a relationship, not being open and honest with your partner or your friends or your family. So it's so hard to deal with. And I told myself I'm tired of being in this space. So yes, I am going to get on this YouTube. I don't care who watches anymore. I don't care. I have to fulfill my purpose. And also too, true enough, if you know, then you know I love doing YouTube. I've been doing this since I was 17, and this can be some form of outlet, a form of an outlet for me to, express my feelings and just, get back in that mode of coming after everything that I deserve, and not feeling like, because for the past couple of years, I'm just suffering in depression. I don't have to feel like that anymore. At any moment, you can stop that. You guys can expect these videos very, very often. I definitely want to do one every week, just because I am not in the best space. I have to disrupt that high functioning depression, because I have to do something that I love, and doing something that I love is this. Even though I feel like, I'm not prepared for this, but I know that God wouldn't have called me to do this video if he didn't think so. So saying all this to say, if you're anybody that's going through a high functioning depression state, especially if you are a Black woman, take a break. Recognize what it is that you're going through and change that routine, because constantly ignoring that you are depressed is only going to make matters worse, and you do not want to end up in a space of just feeling left with suffering and doubt and pain and just tears and tears and tears and tears. I am praying every day that my situation gets better, and I know it won't happen overnight, but this is the first step, and I'm excited, and I'm no longer going to reside in my high functioning depression. I'm going to disrupt this service and make sure that even if I am feeling sad, down, do something that I love. And content is something that I love, even though I have just not been feeling the most prepared for it. I'm excited to be back here, and especially talking about some things that, like I said, can heal me, but also heal you guys as well. Guys, I want to end this video here, and make sure you guys check out my TikTok. I talk more about these topics, and this was just a video, just a heart to heart of anyone that just wanted some advice, and just maybe you just needed a friend to listen to, because I know we can't talk, but talk to me in the comments. Definitely leave a comment below. Definitely like this video, and definitely subscribe if you want more. I will be back in a couple of days and next week with the next video. So I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.